Hello, YouTube model community. It's Rusty Rotor on a miserable negative 15-degree day. Oh, nice and warm in here. It's 68 degrees in my shop. Most of you say, "Ooh, that's cold." No, actually, it's not. It's very comfortable. It's what we try to keep the house at all year round. Don't like it too warm. Don't like it too cold. That seems to be the happy medium for us. Just got up. Go Detroit. I love rooting for the underdog, and they damn well deserve everything they've gotten so far. So, no football talk. Why are we here? Well, usually on the weekends, I get stuff in or through the week, and I save it for a mail call, Mental Monday. It's not so much even that anymore. It's just happens to be Monday. And since I'm the one editing the videos right this second until my niece gets her system fixed, we can kind of play more of, I can get it out immediately. Where by the time she gets the video, she edits it and she uploads it. It could be a day, it could be sometimes 2 days. And once she gets her system fixed, it should reduce some time for her of waiting for this and waiting for that, and then it's failed, then have to go back through and do it again. And so I totally get it. So what did we do this weekend? Well, we went and spent the day with our grandson and my son and daughter-in-law. We took dinner to them, sat down and had a good dinner. It was fun getting to see our granddaughter and grandson. Even though he's just a teeny tiny baby, it's fun. He's starting to coo and awe and laugh a little bit, so it's starting to get super exciting. At least for this papaw. But what did we get done? First, we'll go over what did we get. There's a few things I thought I got or thought I had, but I don't. So I picked them up. Got these little, they're flat tipped, kind of like the, I don't have it by me, the glue, the Master Modeler's glue, whatever, has a little tip. I got these to make, one, I'm going to make a mixture of PVA glue and isopropyl alcohol and a little bit of water to water down, to glue everything in place. It's just easier to have that more control instead of globbing everywhere. The other one, I think I'm going to make this just a little watered down PVA glue to glue like grass and stuff like that in place, or little shrubs, just to glue them, not for the glue to disperse or dissipate throughout the cracks. So then I'll label them. But these were only like $2 or $3 at Hobby Lobby. I love Hobby Lobby. I mean, it's an artist's paradise. Anybody that's crafty, most of the time stuff's expensive to me. I find deals, and that's what I look for, is when stuff's 40, 50% off, 60% off. That's a good deal. These were 40% off, so I picked up 4 new colors of Vallejo. As you guys know, I love Vallejo. I'm the Army painter, AK. I love all their paints. And again, that's what I do all my interiors in. People, not all. I can't say that. I'm sorry. Probably about 90% of my interiors are done in acrylic paints. And I learned my lessons over years that when it comes to interiors, if you're using lacquer-based paints, like the lacquer-based enamels, or no, they're not base, but they're, enamel-based paints. If you make a mistake, it's hard to come back from that. Lacquer, same way. If you airbrush it on, it's hard to come back from that. It's not easy to touch up, blah, blah, blah. These, I thin them down. I use an acrylic thinner. And I can airbrush them. I can brush paint them. And I like to brush paint. I use the thinner to reduce the amount of brush strokes you would see in it. but it's so easy to, if I make a mistake, to clean it up and just start over. And there's a huge color variation here, and I can mix the two together and get a different color, whatever I'm looking for. And they have things online on what this and that make, so, like 1 drop to 3 drops and 1 drop of a different color will make this color. It's kind of foolproof, right? But I've always just been a big fan of Vallejo colors. Once I started seeing them being used and hearing a lot of guys talk about them, I immediately started getting sets, and they are expensive. I mean, these little bottles were like $3.99. Yeah, $3.99. They've come down actually a little bit in price. Some of these were as high as $6, but $3.99 with 40% off. That wasn't bad. But we got intermediate green. And all this is for foliage stuff, guys. So bear with me. We got olive brown, it's a very pretty brown. We got black gray. Still didn't have any black in stock. My favorite black, which is this. That's the model number on it. Vallejo, if you're watching this, you want to send me some? Awesome. But no, that's my favorite black. It's a flat black. It goes on perfect. First coat, then put a coat of varnish on it, and you're good to go. And then we got deep sky blue, because I have flat blue, and that's about, anthracite gray. You get into the grays that way, but that's about the only blues until you get into my metallics. Army Painter. This is Azure Magic, but this is metallic. So unless I was doing something, metallic-y, that's what those are for, and mainly for minis, little figures. So we got those 4 paints. Sorry, I'm just babbling on here. And what else did we get? Oh, these little, I got one right here. These little containers, this will kind of give it away for the other part. They got a lid and they're 2 parts. So I've been watching a lot of guys DIY to make their own trees, their own vines and flowers and shrubs and stuff like that, and learn the method. And it actually works fairly slick, because this turned out just like I see in bags. This amount that I just made right here is $3.99's worth. You know what I made it for? $1. Not even $1. I only used, where'd it go? Here it is. I only used that much of sponge. Now this is the full length of it, so you can see how much I used. Like a 1/2 inch of it. And I made $4 worth of stuff. So you can imagine, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more things I can make. So that's a total of 6. Call it 6. That's $24 worth of material, roughly, for $1. This was $1 at the dollar store. And it's all usable. Even this piece, I cut it up a little bit. Now, I'm not 100% positive what I use it for, but you can see right there. I could airbrush that and lighten it and darken it in areas, and that could be a shrub. Just the way it sits right now, all clumped together. Or I could add some flowers to it and make a flowering shrub. Whatever. So each time I do it, I'll put that in this container. And when that purple dries out, I'll put it back in here, and this is where we'll keep it. And we got a lid to put on it, and I can label it. So 100% use, no waste. There's a little bit of powder down in here, some more. I just gotta get in there and clean it out. But this little, turn you around, that little coffee grinder was like 16 bucks. Best $16 I've spent in a long long time. And a lot of you are aware of, to do this stuff. But we bought 3 sponges. We bought 3 sponges. And this sponge also I can use for stippling. And I'll show you kind of what we did there. But we bought 2 packs of these containers. So now I can stack them all up because they are stackable. And label them for, tiny rocks, dirt, whatever materials, and I can just label them, and when I need it I can just get a little pinch out and put them on there. We got some C sponges for the same thing, for stippling. These sponges, same thing, but I'm not sure. I may grind these 2 little ones up and make something out of those too. I don't know, but these are definitely for stippling. These were $3.49, so pretty much a lifetime supply. That's just how I look at it. We wanted to go ahead and be safe and get more vines. This has got vines and dead foliage on it. And this was $4.99, which is about twice as much as I got for $3 on Amazon. So this was probably the better deal. But now we got an abundance of it. This will go in a container. We'll keep this for windows. And the hardboard on the back we'll keep for whatever. This stuff is very useful too. The thicker cardboard. So we got those. And then I'm always dirtying up a mixing plate until I can get them scrubbed out and cleaned back up. I was like, that's a lot of work when I can just get something and throw it away. This was $1. There's 40 little tiny plates in here. I can put my drops of paint, and I can put a little thinner in there and a little water on the back and mix and do what I need to do, kind of like a wet palette, only a dry palette. And just throw it away when I'm done. $1. I'm not wasting big time money. And then we got a pack of plastic struck evergreen. These are 0.060 by 0.060 strips. I'm finding I'm always needing to add detail on a model, and this is really good, especially like for a piece of chrome trim down the side. If you wanted to add it, this is the size that you'd want to use to add the detail. Or you'll notice you'll get a kit and it'll have real prominent detail everywhere except for one spot, and it's real faint. Well, you can just sand it down smooth, edge it, and then cut a little strip of this and put it in there and bring your detail right back. And I just use the thin set Tamiya glue. It bonds it, and then I sand real good down the edges and on top, and it blends right in. So always go through when you go to a hobby store or you go online shopping. It's good to have pretty much everything they make, unless you're architectural where you're using I-beams and L-channel and all that. Then, even if you're crafty and you're making your dioramas, that stuff's good there too, because you could build a bridge and have the same look as all that. Which leads me into the next little piece. Over the weekend, we made a lot of notes and drew up kind of how I want to run the plumbing, the wiring, so on and so forth. I've had this set of paints for a while. This is Vallejo Model Air. So it's for airbrush. It's airbrush ready. This is the Rust Effects set. Works pretty good. One of the little roofs we talked about on the back building, the one's going to have the natural stained windows and doors. It's building 1, 2, 3. Well, it's the third building, or third piece of foam, the flat one. There's a little overhang roof, and we did that, and we rusted it up so you can see. It comes with an instruction pamphlet. It's color, step by step. Tells you what to start with, how to apply it. And I kind of followed those steps a little bit, but I'm just working with a little piece, so it wasn't as important to be true to the instructions, or for me to be true to the instructions. But the method and the steps work. It's really hard to see. There we go. There's even stippling on there, and it looks rusted and crusted. And it's all sealed. It's ready. I got to build the little frame this week. And then that piece is 100% done other than final installation. And we got it off to the side here to do so. What else? We got something. Oh, so I was talking about in the courtyard, there's going to be a fountain in the center. And a lot of villas I've seen, they have, these big bolt heads in the walls when they get into a courtyard. And not on all of them, but some of them, there's chains that go from those, from one eyelet to the other, crisscrosses, and in the center there'll be a light fixture hanging there. And back in the day, somebody would put a candle up in that light fixture, and it would light up the courtyard, or give a little ambient light at nighttime. Ours, we couldn't find black, so that's okay. We'll get this painted, and then we'll rusty it up a little bit just for the proper detail, and we'll make our little square plates out of aluminum. Like I said, I always keep a chunk of soda can, and I'll cut little tiny squares, and then I'll drill a hole in the center, and we'll put little bolt heads on all four corners, and we'll make our own little eyelet out of a piece of wire, and it'll go through the styrofoam, and it'll get glued there, and that'll hold the chains. And in the center, we're going to scratch build a light fixture, and it'll have a real LED in it, and the wires will come up and go through the chain back to where they need to be. So yeah, we got that. That was actually really cheap too. For a whole roll. I expected to just pull some off a roll and buy it. I can't say it's really cheap. It was $10, but I can use this on model trucks for their tailgates and tow trucks and dioramas, just a chain coil up laying on the floor, whatever. I've, lifetime supply of chain. So I kind of splurged there. I guess I didn't pay attention to the price. So we got the chain. We got those sponges, the containers, those plates, the paints. I had a club meeting. It was our Christmas exchange. What it is we exchange a model every year, and you have to build that. You have a whole year to build it, and the following December you bring it back in for it to be shown. You're allowed to do whatever you want to with the model, as long as it has some resemblance of what was in the box. And mine that I got was the '62 Ford Thunderbird. Great car, great base to really go crazy with it. And we are, not too much, but we'll be building this on the back burner. And I'll give you an update from time to time on what we're doing with it. But ideas right now, I've got so many, I could take an hour telling you what I want to do with it, and we're not going to do that. But cheers. It's Martin Luther King Day, so hopefully a lot of y'all are off for the day. Get to spend with your family and friends. What did we get done? Oh, nothing to the buildings like I wanted to. Unfortunately, that's sometimes how it goes. But we were able to get a little time in here yesterday, and we got... I can show you this too, because we got her done. We got Mrs. Cordione done. I still got to drill a hole to put the leash to come down, but she's done painted and sealed. The star of the show, who owns Cecilia, the villain, got him done. And we got his wife done. Like I said, she goes with him on the trips. She's all painted and detailed. She doesn't have a lot of detail to her, but she's going to be sitting inside the truck, so you're not really going to see her that well anyways, but she'll be in there. So when you see this, stop in and say hi to her. Another one of the town people done. Tell this guy's a businessman. He's got a suit on and a hat. I gave him a goatee. The goatee's not the best in the world. He hasn't been sealed yet, so we're going to go in, we're going to clean his goatee up a little bit. And then, yeah, I mean, from a distance it looks good, but when you get up close, it's kind of a mess. So we're going to clean that up a little bit. He'll be done, and then we'll get him sealed. His wife, these are tenants for building 1. Yeah, building 1. She's sitting out on the balcony in the corner. She's got a robe on, house shoes match. She's done. She's just got to be sealed. And like I said, I just use Vallejo varnishes to seal them with, or the craft spray in a can. I matte that way. If I wanted to add a wash, I could come back and add a wash, and it wouldn't mess up the paint. But she's done. I'm not the best at figure painting, but it truly is fun. It's relaxing. It hones your skill, and learning how to use a more expensive paintbrush. Remember, like, I think this set was $30-something. Maintaining, keeping good control of your brush, keeping it clean. How to roll your paint when you pull it. I pull. You don't just mix in with it. So I pull the paint onto the brush, and as I'm applying it, I'm pulling, or if I'm trying to get up in there and work or blend, I'll push the paint. So knowing methods like push and pull, and edging, these little things are the best way to learn your techniques on it, because all these are edged using lighter and lighter for the highlights, and just looking at it on camera, it's hard to see all that. But you can see some of the shadowing down in there. It's all, and every edge is edged out. It's just, in person you can look at it and see it gets from, darker to lighter to lighter to lighter. How the light's hitting her. But anyway, she's done. We just got to get her varnished. And then we got the Corleone's French Bulldog painted. He's going to be really hard to see. See his face. He turned out really, really well. He's just got to get varnished, and I got to make the collar to go up around his neck here, and then the leash to Mrs. Corleone. She's out walking the dog and waiting for her ride to go to the market down in town. Remember, this village is up in the mountains, and there would be probably 10, 15, 20 little villages up in the mountains, and then when you come down into the main town, that's where all the shopping and the restaurants and all that are. Gas station, I'm sure, police station, blah, blah. Anyways, we got him done. We just got one more dog to paint, and that's the Boxer. The way I do that is I always pull up an inspiration picture off the internet. I pick which one I like, and then I'll screenshot it, and then I'll use that as my guide and reference for shadowing and shading and all that good stuff. So we got him done. So we got a few more figures done, and we're okay there. We got one couple left, and I did start on them. I got their skin tones done, the base coat. I go back and use different shading colors to bring out the texture in the face and the shapes. So today we'll probably get them done real quick, and then we're going to work on something else. Still waiting on the pictures from Justin for Shorty. I messaged him. I've not heard back from him yet. That way I can film the rest of that and get that first video out on that. And then, this week we'll be working on, there's another side project. Work on that a little bit, and this diorama until we get parts in for the main stuff to really rock and roll on them. Those parts aren't holding me up, but I will probably get the body off Shorty this week and get it in primer, and we will we'll see if we got anything else to do to the body on that. If not, we'll jump right into it. We'll get it masked off, get our base colors on, then we'll get what decals we need added on, and get it into clear coat, and then we will do the chrome trim. We'll probably do the chrome trim before we go to clear coat. That way it's under the clear and it's protected. not a lot of chrome on the bottom. Most of it's the pieces you got to put on. So good there. La 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 la. But we're going to jump back. So I'm going to show you. This is the sponge all grinded up, and you can see the amount. You know, if you put it in a baggie, that's what you get for about $4. You can see it soaking into the paper towel. It's going to help it dry a little faster. And then you just got to kind of work through it and crumble it up. And the paint gets on your hands. So, got to be careful with that. But when it's dry, this is our purple flowers. And it's different shades. You can see it. Light purple, dark purple, real dark purple. And you just take this and put glue on your vine and you sprinkle it on there and it makes it look like there's flowers. But that was our first attempt. I was happy with the results. And, you know, doing this diorama, it's, you know, it follows I could just buy it. Let's put it that way. But, you know, this is keeping it balling on a budget. I stocked up materials that I can use for way down the road. I've done a lot of research, learning different techniques on how to DIY stuff. And adding up everything that I've bought, maybe $30, $40 worth of stuff. And in return, I could probably turn it out for about $400 worth of stuff. So the little initial investment in some materials and everything else for the reward, it goes a long, long way. So always keep that in mind. There it goes. It's my little chopper. When you're trying to get the green stuff out, it's good to hit it a couple times. It loosens it up from the blades, and you can just pick it up out of there. And like this. And put it in the thing. So then when I'm ready for it, get it all? No. You can just tap it and dump it out into your container too. Anyways, so, we did get this too. It says light beige. It's more of a flesh tone, and that's what we'll be using it for. It's the lightest shade I have out of all the skin colors. So, it's going to get purposed a lot. It's very close to basic skin tone. So if you look at it and see, this is lighter than the Vallejo. And it's an acrylic craft paint. It's cheap. It was 90 cents. So, and it's about 3 of the little Vallejo bottles. Maybe probably 4. So, quite a bit. So, I won't need them for a while. And that was... I got some little remnants off fake plants. So, you can paint these and detail paint them and turn them into where they look real. Some fern leaves, you can always just cut them down to the size you need as far as length, and create a really neat plant, you know. And not only is there flowers, there's plants sitting everywhere. Italian people love their nature, so we're going to represent it. And I think that is it, guys. Yeah. The villain's ready to go into primer. So when we're done here, and I paint these 2 people, I'm going to get her back in primer to check again, see if we need any more body work. And then we're going to work on a little side project. This is for my editor's boyfriend. And yeah, probably see me again at the end of the week. We are at 996. Big shout out to William at Ruckus Rosin Customs. Give me a little shout out there. That did boost us by 5 subs. So I appreciate that, William. You know, guys, this is what it's about. You know, this is how we support each other. When one person's kind of struggling, we all kind of jump in and we help and get them lifted up a little bit. Help them reach their goals. As you know, they helped us reach ours. So thank you guys to everybody out there. 4 subs away from the giveaway. 4 subs. Hopefully we can achieve that this week. So maybe by the end of the week we will be doing the giveaway. We'll see. Just be watching for the video. It'll be a special video. It'll be the final rules, what you have to do, how you have to do it, what time frame you got to do it, and yeah, if you want to see what the prizes are, just go back to my archives. You'll find it. 1,000 sub giveaway prizes. You'll get to see what all the prizes are. Again, if anybody wants to get in on this diorama, it's not looking like that. I hate that Ernest has to take the blunt of the burden. It can be just as small as somebody just wants to do the squirrels. It's that simple. I'm not asking you to do a bunch. And I appreciate Ernest from the bottom of my heart for offering to help with all of it. He's kind of really getting into the diorama thing too. But if you do, just drop me an email. My email's always down below, as is Mark's at Hopping Up Models. Go check him out. He's got a lot of new stuff in. It's look worthy and purchasing worthy. Prices are really fair. And if he's doesn't have something that you have in mind and you're looking for, just contact him and give him a chance to find it for you, and he'll get it for you and get it sent out to you. Ryan Jones down below. Wheels, man. Wheels and tires. Unbelievable selection. A lot of people just like using the kit wheels. And that's fine. Sometimes I like the kit tires and wheels. I just don't like the wheels. They don't look correct. Ryan Jones makes a lot of wheels that are just modified from the original. Point and case, the ones that were on my wife's truck to build. Those artillery wheels. The same wheels were in that kit, only Ryan's are 100 times better. So anytime you can improve on something, even if you like that stock look or the OEM look or, whatever, you can always improve the looks of it. I know a lot of guys will sit there and spend 20, 30 hours on one wheel and modifying that wheel and stripping it down and then rechroming it and making it like it look like it was the kit wheel, but better, wider, cleaner edges, smoother edges. And I get that. There's a lot of reward in that. But I pick and choose my battles on a build. What do I want to focus and spend my time on, scratch building, and where I could maybe get some help and make something for it, what I'm doing, and all I have to do is assemble it. So it speeds up the process. So always when you got to build in mind, sit down, take a day or two, write down some notes, your ideas, take it from your head and put it on paper, and then start shopping around and seeing what you got to get, stuff that you don't have that you're going to need. Use a separate page for scratch built things and your ideas on how to scratch build that. It's really easy just to open the notebook and look at it when you're getting to that part and going, oh, okay, I was going to, strip the chrome off this. I was going to add this detail and add that detail and then rechrome it, or I was just going to strip it, add the detail and paint it. Those notes help you retain so you don't get lost in something else and forget what you're doing. And then at the end, you're like, oh, I didn't do this. And then you're rushing around. So notes are important. Now, if you're just doing a box stock build, you're just following the instructions. It's cut and dry. You don't have to worry about all that. But if you're going to plan a big build, kind of like I do, it's good to have notes. And it gives you a format kind of to go by as you're building, or if you forgot about something, constantly look at your notes, and you will you'll have the completed model the way you had it in your head. Let's see. I think that's it, guys. So, again, thank you to everybody out there. We're getting close. I'm kind of getting nervous. Stuff's been with me for 2 years. The idea has been with me for 2 years. Going on 2 years. I forget when my year anniversary is. If it's February or March. I think it's one of the two. So we're coming up on our second year here on the tubes. And, like I said, we've gone through our trials and tribulations. And, we're just trying to grow like everybody else. Trying to get popular. Trying to put out there what I do. Expanding on my horizons on things that I normally probably wouldn't do. And you guys are coming along for the ride. So I thank you. Friday is always the in-depth day. You get to kind of see what I've done through the week, where we're at, any new ideas. Mondays we try to typically keep for anything new we got over the weekend or anything that's come in through the mail. And yeah, that's about it, guys. So we're going to get off here. You guys enjoy your week. Enjoy your holiday. Get some modeling in if you can. And we'll see you on Friday. This is Rusty Rotor. I'm out.